Everybody, welcome to the end of the week wrap up. And usually I post a midweek update, but I've had bad migraines all week and I have felt a lot of burnout this week, so it was a little bit tough for me. How have you been feeling? I think that there's a lot of some signs are affected more than others, but with like some of the shift in alignments, especially in certain signs, it's been kind of difficult, right? Mine is one of those signs. So we're going to pull some cards and see what guidance we have for our end of week. I know I heard before I came on here, guiding this reading is the goddesses Artemis and Hekate. And what I heard in my head before I jumped on here was own it from them. And I think, and we'll pull more cards on it, but I think what they're trying to tell us is that, like, own your place in the world, right? Seize it. Okay. So, especially for those of us who have been struggling. So here we go. And these are angel cards. So we'll see what angels wanted to come forward to guide us. First one is Omega, victory. Your desire is coming to fruition. Keep up the good work. And you'll see Omega here, the unicorn. And the other one was Mystique, which also was a unicorn. Now this is not a unicorn deck. This is an angel deck, but we have Mystique here. And the message on Mystique is, keep charging ahead and don't take no for an answer. Expect miraculous solutions to appear. And the guidance here is your people, your guides, your ancestors, they know that you have felt a struggle. And it's not that I think that that's magically going to go away. I don't think that's the guidance that they're telling us. I think that they are trying to let us know that it's worth something, that all the effort that you have been doing is it is meaningful. So if you kind of feel like you've been hitting your head against the wall and you're not sure if there's any purpose or meaning, especially for some people who feel like they've been in the same like cycle or same karmic loop, right? It can be hard to see, like, what the message is, or then you start to doubt yourself and your work. And what I'm hearing in my head is that your guides really want you to know, like own your power, claim it. Don't let other people put you down. And I think that some people have really been trying to do that. And this is a time where they want you to keep going, because the victory, it's just around the corner. It's just around the corner. So endure a little bit more, okay? But they also want you to know that while it may feel like a lot of struggle right now, it doesn't mean that it's always going to feel that way, right? It can be temporary, right? Everything's changing all the time. So it doesn't mean that just because you're in this pattern right now, doesn't mean that it's always going to be this way. Especially for those who felt like it's been like one thing after the other, or, one struggle after another. Okay? Now we'll pull some more cards too and see what expanded reading they have on it. And we'll pull first. We're going to end with tarot, but we're going to pull first from the bird messages, because I feel that the bird guides want to tell us something. So I always feel like bird energy is a little bit different, and I telecommunicate with animals. And like I could very easily narrate my dogs, cats. Birds are a little bit tricky. Birds are not like other animals. They're really special, and they have so many messages that they want to send our way and to connect with us. Now, if you're, depending on where you're living, but the weather's starting to get a little bit nicer here. I've been seeing more birds out. Today I saw my first hummingbird in my hummingbird feeder. So as an amateur birder, I became very excited. And other birds are out and about too. Lots of blackbirds I saw too. So yes, they're always trying to give us messages. Whether or not we hear them, that's a different story. Okay, so our first bird is the ostrich. Magic remains even while you ground yourself and be practical. I feel like this is the ultimate card for those who are Virgo like me. And the other one is the keel-billed toucan. Take time out for fun. So we're going to delve into the first message first, which was that ostrich one. Magic remains even while you ground yourself and remain practical. So this is especially for those of us who are practical and pragmatic. And yet also we have a side to us where, we believe in the magic and the mystique of things, and that helps to guide us. And for some people, I know that that's probably been your long-standing practice. And for others, you may just, be delving into it, or hearing more from your guides, or working more with maybe with your cards or with your ancestor guides. That's it's a balance. It truly is a balance between the two, and it can be two things at once, right? So like you can be practical, organized, have spreadsheets, all this kind of thing, but you can also allow that there is magic, and that there's other things at play. There's other energies at play. And they're letting you know that you can be both things at once. You don't have to like pick and choose, right? So that's a message from the ostrich. Now the next one was I don't know if I'm saying it right. The keel-billed toucan. I've never seen one in real life, but take time out for fun. This is okay. So they're probably telling us every week for the last, I don't know how many weeks, find joy, find laughter, dance, sing. I think we have, if you've been listening, we've been repetitively getting this message to take time out for fun, because society hasn't built a lot of time for us to have fun if we're working. we're working all the time. We probably run tired. We're commuting. We have kids, dogs, all this kind of thing, all these things. And so it becomes hard, right, to have moments of fun. For some people, I feel like you really, that this is the reprieve that you needed, is having fun. What they're telling me is that this is the, they're saying the magic sauce. This is I don't know about that, but this is the magic ingredient, maybe is the better translation here, to what's going to soothe you. That's the balm that's going to soothe you right now. If you are not sure how to do that, see if you can partner with someone, right? Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's even a friend you don't know too well, or just someone you know from like a class or something like that. But see if you can, if they bring about, like if they have a fun, uplifting energy, right? We talked about auras, I think, in the last reading, right? That energetic, feeling you get when you're around certain people. If you get that vibe, then invite them out, right? Or see if you can plan something. It can be small things, but we do need more levity and joy, especially because things have been so heavy. And this is especially for my other fellow people who are deep thinkers, right? You're empathic. That it's probably hitting you harder, right? Everything that goes on hits harder when you're empathic. So this is definitely a message that they repetitively are telling us, because we're just not getting it yet. But yes, find elements of fun, and we may have to be creative to figure out how to do that, because I think I almost feel like we're dammed up from that. Like it's not flowing through easily for us. So think about a time when it was easier to access, right? Those moments of joy, bliss, all those kinds of things. What was that time in your life like? When was that? For some people, maybe it was childhood. For some people, maybe it was like their college years or whatever. But think about that and what brought you a little bit of fun, right? And see how you can add that into your life. Okay. So far, the messages are all making sense, especially because I think most of us have had a very long and enduring week, right? So we're going to pull now tarot and see what they would like to tell us. And we'll see what's coming up. And then Sunday I'll post a longer message for the forecast for the upcoming week. But let's see what we can expect. The weekend flies by. Of course, so many of us try to cram everything that we don't get done in the week because of the dreaded work week into the weekend, and there's just simply not enough time to do everything, right? Okay. This is a new deck I'm using, so they're a little sticky, my cards. Okay, here's we go. We have the Ace of Coins, right, or Pentacles. Ace of Coins or Pentacles. And I'll tell you what the other cards are too. It's the 10 of Coins and the Page of Coins. So it's all entirely possible that I didn't shuffle well, but also I think this is just the message we need to hear. Many of us are worried about money and finance during this time. That makes sense, right? Wondering when are we going to find relief? Are new things coming our way? When can we expect it, right? I hear in my head that they're telling me, well, they're not answering that question, but they're telling me to let you know, be generous if you are able to be. Be generous if you are able to be. And it can be generous of your talent as well, right? So maybe you cannot be generous monetarily, right? Maybe you're in the struggle too, but maybe you have talents, and there's other people who could, need your help. Again, I say this gently because I don't think it's a great time to overwork yourself, especially if you're energetically running really tired or you're feeling like those signs of burnout. However, sometimes connecting with other folk who, again, you using your own intuition, you know who these people are. They're not people who are like bringing you down. They're people who are uplifting, people who you can feel like some camaraderie with, and people who just help you, right, in some way. That's what they're talking about. So if you can, be inclusive, if you can, make some extra space, that is one way. Things are, they're going to flood you. Our guides flood you with messages, right? For some people, it's going to be like flashes of inspiration. For other people, it's going to feel like, I see some of you like writing like furiously in a journal, like prose, like they're going to hit you with ideas. For other people, I think that they'll see, unexpected things come their way that will help them with finances. For some people, it could be like good news about like your student loan, but you'll have some unexpected things that come your way. I'm gonna say for the next several months, right? Like we're in like for that kind of time period. And it could even extend a bit longer, but timelines are not easy to predict, right? Because there's a lot of things that go on, and there's a lot of other things that are dependent on certain things, right? But they really want you to know that, especially like our message earlier, they see that you have been working towards something, and I think for some folks they feel like they've been like working without receiving a lot of recognition, feedback, monetary reward, or just anything to like keep up. It's going to be coming your way. Okay, so that's our first message. Now the second one we got was the 10 of Pentacles, and really a great card to have here. Really trying to hit home that the work that you're doing, and the moments of connection with others, that generosity I was talking about, opening, expanding the heart space, all those things, they are really going to help you, get the happily ever that you've been hopeful for. And I know that looks like something different for everybody. I think for some people, they would just like to feel less worry or like more stable, right? So the pentacles in tarot is all about stability, right? Feeling grounded, things that we need to help us, right? Material things and livelihood. And for some people that's going to come forward. Could be new opportunities. Could be, it doesn't have to be from like your regular 9-to-5 job too. I hear for some people, it could just be like, like someone inviting you to do like a talk somewhere or stuff or other like partnerships or things like that. But but do expect good things to happen during this time period because those things are coming forward. I feel like that's great news. I'm happy about that. Our final card is the Page of Pentacles here. You'll see a studious young person with books. It reminds me of me in the day, or even now. I always have books. I always have a stack of books. Here they're wanting to let you know this foundational work that you're doing, right? And some of you I know are really, you are learning your craft. You're all in it, right? And you know who you are. You really spent a lot of time, engaging with other people in the field. Some people I see you like just doing a lot of active learning, webinars, going to conferences, like you've really done a lot. And I think for some folks, this is like, it doesn't feel like work. It feels like this is like you're really getting a lot out of like all of these things. Like you're getting so many ideas are coming your way through this knowledge building. Now we talked about that a couple weeks too, if you listened. We talked about those building blocks towards abundance is from the knowledge building. And that, again, can look like something different for everybody. For some folk, it's going to be more about like actually learning your craft, books, things like that. For other people, it could be going even deeper. Right? So if you're already skilled at something, going a little bit deeper into like a different subset. We may hear barking because my dogs are on the loose. So sorry about that. And again, if you're not sure, now is a good time to wander around a library. I know I'm a librarian. I'm going to tell you to wander around a library. I think, you know what, sometimes I get such inspiration just walking around the stacks of the library, and like a book will all of a sudden, intuitively like pop out. And I'm like, what's this book? It happened to me the other day. I was looking for a book in the library and I saw some dusty looking old book and I thought, what's this? And it had something about like goddesses, and it had like Artemis, who I have been connecting more and more with, maybe Hestia and another goddess. And I thought, I should know more about you. And I grabbed her off the shelf. So it can be something as small as that with this knowledge building, by the way, right? You want to work with your guides more, right? Maybe you have done a meditation, you felt a guide come forward, you heard a name of a guide, right? Maybe it was a goddess, maybe it was, an ascended master like Jesus, something like that, right? And you don't know a lot about them. Grab books. Learning more, right? You're putting puzzle pieces together is really going to help you move forward. It's going to help you unlock a lot of things. And yes, overall, really, after a long, enduring week, good news coming our way. So that is wonderful news. Now, are you listening or reading something super fantastic? I hope that you are. I always get a little bit of melancholy after I finish one amazing book. Like it takes me a little minute to reset, especially when I really loved like a book or a series. So that's how I feel now. So I started a couple of audiobooks and I didn't like the narration. It was really difficult. So I just started listening to, let me see, The Road to Tender Hearts. I mean, I just started listening to it today, but I actually kind of like it, and I like the narration. It's by Annie Hartnett. I'll post it up here. I'll put a picture of it, and I think it got a lot of good reviews. I go in blind a lot of times with the books if they're fiction like this, so I don't know anything about it. And I don't want to know anything about it. I want to be surprised. So far, that's a good book. If you have not picked up a book to read, think about that knowledge building. It'll help you. All right, I'll see everybody later for next week's forecast. Bye all.